Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Smidge Manly, and welcome to Essex Highway, the show where we look at the comings and goings and toings and froings of the highways and byways of Essex. Joining me this week is faded pop legend Morrissey and 70s pop grandad the institution, David Bowie. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Good evening to you.
Now, Morrissey, you're a faded pop legend and you brought some flowers along. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yes, I brought them from the side of the road in Essex.
Good stuff. Do you know which road?
I believe it was the A12.
That's a good choice. Now, David, you've got a keen interest in the highways of Essex. Why is that?
Well, that's right. I've long been interested in lorries and other road vehicles, and I make a note of them in my notebook. Essex, being on the coast, has a very high percentage of lorries passing through the county, which makes it of great interest to me.
Right, that's grand. Shall we show the ladies and gentlemen some of the clips we were looking through earlier on, and we'll go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we saw earlier. Now then, this clip from the M11, the Junction 8 near Stansted, is just at the end of the bank holiday, and you can see there are quite a lot of migrating caravans. There's a camper van there as well.
Oh.
A couple of caravans. They've all got stuff on the back.
Is it?
Typically bicycles.
Is that a third caravan hoving into view?
There's a third caravan.
That one has a jetpack.
I think it's a bicycle faded pop.
There's another caravan, one being... There's a white van crossing the hatched markings.
These
That's
are
horrendous.
in fact the most abused hatchings in the UK.
There's a car
There's
crossing
another
them.
one doing
This
it.
is
There
appalling.
are many caravans.
Awful driving.
I
remember
need to be
once
aware
I was in the tour bus and a car came across some hatched markings and caused it to swerve. I nearly lost my pace.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it's quite terrible. What we can also see in this clip is quite a lot of lorries. Now I know, David, you've
Tremendously
got
exciting.
a keen interest in lorries.
Yes, I might actually try and write down some of the details of these as we're going along with them, because that's a white lorry. What's on the back? That's got flashing lights on it. This is tremendously exciting.
That's pancakes.
I think it's fence panels actually, but
No, I know them.
I don't think it's. I think it is fence panels. It doesn't look
Look
like
at the lovely
pancakes.
pancakes.
what's really important here is that we discussed the hatchings.
It's very rare
and
to
how
transport
few people-
pancakes on the back of an
How
open
few
lorry in that
people
fashion.
actually
Ah!
respect the lines of the road.
Did you see that? Those tiny
What?
cars in the corner.
No, Morrissey, it's a video.
Those
It's a video.
tiny cars.
They're not really that big.
There's a tanker on the left now. I think if you look, I think that's a Sainsbury's lorry and a Sainsbury's
Oh, there's
tanker
another one,
adjacent to
David.
each other. This is very exciting. I might have to write all of this
There's a
down.
van now.
That's a caravan. There's another caravan in the bottom right.
Why are they
corner that's
so
just gone
small?
through. I think the caravans have mostly migrated now. I think what we should do is move on to another clip before Morrissey gets too scared of the tiny cars. Now, this clip from the M12 in Chelmsford, northbound, is interesting because it's got a rare event in these parts. There are two consecutive motorbikes. Now, bikes aren't rare on their own, but two of them together is quite...
That's
There they are.
one in each lane as they're driving past.
Now, that's quite a rare feat. In these parts, it's only known probably once a month to get two together.
That's very rare indeed.
There's also, it's important to point out that this has got a low ratio of wagons or lorries, as I think you like to call them, David.
That's a shame.
Disappointing.
I'd rather watch another clip that has more lorries in it.
There's
There's
another
another
bike,
bike.
but it's not got a second to make it consecutive, you see.
It was more exciting when there were two of them.
I do think there's a lorry coming up soon, but
There's
it
a lorry.
turns off.
There's a lorry there.
It does turn off.
Where's he going?
He's going down the
I
back.
can't see him.
He goes down the side road.
I want him to come back. He's gone away.
He's not carrying.
Where did the lorry go?
There are several vans, however, in this clip. What are your theory on vans?
I don't like vans at all. I like lorries.
Morrissey, faded
Yes,
pop star of the 80s. What do you make of these band of trees in the middle?
Well, when I was in the Smiths, I once recorded an entire album up a tree.
That's wonderful.
Which album was that?
That was Hatful of Hollow.
That's great. Wonderful.
These trees remind me of my hair, my heyday.
There's
Here's a
a
lorry.
white lorry there, David. Does that tell you anything about this sort of area?
Oh, well, white lorries are very
Essex?
common, particularly in Essex. But I think that was a PCL lorry. They're more common in Kent and Sussex.
Why is the camera lens gone dirty?
No, faded pop star Morrissey. It's black and white. It's an older camera. Is number 302.
It's going to make it very hard for me to see the colour of the lorries that drive past.
It is, yes, but next week
What
you'll
will
see...
I put in the colour column in my notebook?
that you'll have to just mark it as black and white.
We could
But
turn it into a game.
What you'll see next week when the council have clipped the tree back is what a difference it makes to the cameras around the Colchester
It's
Square.
very hard to see the left-hand side of the road at the
It
moment.
is. Will you be back next week, David, for the reveal, or will you be on tour?
I'm afraid I'll be away on tour at that point, but I'm hoping to catch the programme on television, so I'll be interested to see the difference once the pruning has taken place.
That's wonderful. We'll make sure we come
there's
back
a bit
to
of a
that.
breeze. Look at it
There
moving.
is. It gives you a small glimpse of what it'll be like without the tree.
Is that a lorry going past? Is there a lorry?
That's a bus.
Oh.
Right. It's a
Double-decker.
It's a double-decker. Well done, Ferdinand.
Watch out, it's crashing into us!
No, it's
like in that song I wrote.
That's a corner. Now we'll move on.
I did like the song you wrote about the double-decker bus.
Thank you.
We've got other things to see, so we'll move on now. As regular viewers of the show will know, at this point, we like to do something for one of our guests. Now this week, it's the turn of faded pop star, Mozza. So let's have a look at the clips we put together for him earlier on.
Look at the sign in the middle of the reservation.
That's right, faded pop star Morrissey.
Very hard to tell what it says from this angle.
It is, but it's actually pointing out some roadworks which were due to start shortly after this clip was taken. Now, I've got this pretty uneventful clip of the Braintree bypass for you, faded pop star Morrissey.
For me?
Yes, I know, being the vegetarian environmentalist that you are and your particular love of petunias,
I am.
but you'd quite like when we see two migrating seabirds returning from their African wintered adventures.
Are we about to see that happen?
I think it comes up just
There
about...
they are! There they are!
Bastards! Bastards!
Now, that's not... I apologise for the language there, viewers. That's not quite the reaction we were expecting, which makes this next clip a bit awkward. So the reason we were going to look at this one was because, as you can see, the
Zoom.
Yes, faded pop star Morrissey. The camera operator noticed these 5 pigeons on a lamp. Now, I thought you'd like that, but apparently you're not much of a fan of the birds, are you, Morrissey?
No, I don't like the birds. But look at the chubby ones.
I've never been quite so fussy about it myself.
Following on then with this clip from camera F42 at Billericay, we can see the nice left-handed split leg junction, and this clip features among lorries.
There's 2 lorries going. There's a red lorry. That's a lovely red lorry.
Is that
Look at
Royal
that one.
Mail?
I think it is a Royal Mail lorry. Yes, it's very tall.
There are also quite a lot of buses featured at this junction. It's
Where?
There's one.
it's
There's
known for
one.
its. There's a glut of buses around this area.
Glutter buses.
Now, faded pop star Morrissey, do you have any experience of a tour bus?
No. When I was going around on tour, I would be in the limousine with my gladioli.
There's another bus.
The other fellas went in. Oh, there's a blue one.
There's a blue bus.
It's a boy. Oh, there's a girl.
I used to have a blue tour bus. I toured most of Europe in it with my band, and over the course of the tour made love to everybody in my band and also to most of the road crew. It was a very pleasant tour.
Well, that didn't go quite according to plan, so we'll move on. But I hear that the two of you have got an announcement you'd like to make.
Yeah.
Very much so, very much so.
Well, now's your chance.
It's no coincidence that we're appearing on the programme together today. We've long been fans of each other's work, and we thought it was about time we put out a studio album together.
Right, so is that something that's going to be coming out soon?
Absolutely. It's coming out this fall.
That sounds grand. Have you got something to share with us all from that album?
Yes, we thought there's one particular song we'd like to perform a little extract from today. Its words were written by Morrissey, but very much reflect my own views as well, and it's particularly relevant to us appearing on Essex Highway. My name is David Bowie. My one remaining dream is to make love in a tanker lorry while it's travelling at high speeds.
And my name is Morrissey. I used to be in the Smiths, but now I sit on sofa arms eating lots of chips.
Beautiful song.
That's grand. Well, hopefully there's more like that to come, and there's more to come from the clips we saw earlier, so let's have a look at some of those. Now, I've brought you to this wide section of the M12 near Brentwood, northbound, because, as you can see, it's very wide, and In the
Very,
middle.
very wide indeed.
In the middle of
There's a yellow lorry. Look at it's a double yellow. Did you see it?
David,
It was a
we
yellow
did see
lorry
it,
and it
David.
had a yellow trailer.
Calm down,
And
David.
there was green lights. It was very unusual. There was
David.
but it was a double yellow.
No,
You don't understand. They're very rare. I need to write this down.
We'll come
Where's
back
my
to
book?
This. We'll come back to this
Get
bit
me my-
later.
where's
while
my
David
book?
has written down all his details.
Double yellow lorry.
Now, to calm us all down a little after all the excitement of the earlier clip, I've brought us to look at the M12 near Chelmsford, southbound incidentally, where you can see that the carriageway nearest to us has 4 lanes, whereas further towards the back of the shot there's only 2, but there are some quite considerable hatchings there to reduce the traffic availability. Now, David, you're a man known for his exuberant makeup styles. What do you make of these large hatching markings?
They're rather beautiful in their own way. I'm finding them slightly hypnotic. They're having a tremendous calming effect on me. I remember in Berlin in the 1970s,
Really?
myself and Iggy Pop, we found a road there that had been marked out in a similar way, and we used to spend hours just standing and looking at it. It was really quite profound. I think we based one of our albums on it, but I don't know which
that's
one.
That's very interesting. Now, try not to get too worked up. That is a bus. Now, faded pop star Morrissey, you can see the faded back of a road sign sticking out of those trees.
Oh, there it
What
is.
do you make of that?
I didn't even see it. Oh, cheeky little thing.
Right. Well, there's not a lot going on here. So
There's a lot of people who are in the second lane when they could be in the first lane because they're not actually overtaking anything.
but why?
Look, that one's
There
just
is.
pulled out for no reason.
I can imagine
Why?
that there's probably something in this first lane just out of shot.
I should hope so because this is very poor driving.
There's very bad lane etiquette being maintained around these. But everybody's pulling over. So I can-
all the way over
I
there.
can- I
Look at
can
that.
only- I
They're
can
doing
only-
cars all wrong.
He's in
They
the
are.
third
Well,
lane and there's
yes,
nothing
Morrissey.
overtaking.
Now, I think we'll leave this here. We'll take a breather and we'll move on. Now, this clip, we've come to the M127 near Basildon northbound because there's some roadworks, a bit of a contraflow.
What's going on?
And
Johnny
it's
Ma,
okay. It's
he's
just
trying to reprogram my eyes.
it's just a poor camera
What's that
feed.
drummer called? He's
it's-
in my dreams.
No, it's just a
screen.
contraflow.
Split screen.
Morrissey's finding this quite distressing, so we'll move on to another clip and we'll deal with it there. So we've come to Markwood Bridge. As we saw last week, the roadworks were in full swing. They've calmed down a bit now.
David, isn't that your mum on the bike?
What in the foreground?
Yes.
I don't think so. She's.
Are you sure?
She's had to give up the motorbike for medical reasons, and it's a very painful subject. I don't really want to talk about it.
Is she going through some changes?
Now, faded pop star Morrissey,
I think
please
that's-
don't pick on the 70s pop grandad David Bowie.
I think that's
Now,
very inconsiderate.
it
if
is
I'm
a
honest.
little.
I'm sorry, Dave. Sorry.
Now, there's 2 lanes in the middle that have been used for roadworks, and they'll be opened up soon. And when we come back next week, we hope to see them in full use.
There's a couple of lorries, David, look.
That's yes. I'm not in the mood.
Oh.
You've upset him now, faded pop star Morrissey. I hope you're happy.
There's a green van.
Nice.
I don't like bands.
Well, as is often the way, ladies and gents, when you get strong personalities together, it doesn't always go smoothly at all times. Now, gentlemen, if you could shake hands and make up, it'd make everything much easier for the rest of the show.
I'm not talking to him.
I'm not asking you to talk, just shake hands and be civil.
Let's be civilized. Sorry, David.
Can I have one of your flowers?
Yeah. This is the best one.
Thank you, Morrissey.
Well, that's grand, and it's good to know that the partnership's not been broken up just because of Essex Highway. So, we'll go into our final set of clips now, and these are some that we talked over earlier, and they were rather good. We've returned again to the M12 near Brentwood, northbound.
I am sorry to cut you off earlier. I got a bit overexcited.
That's quite alright, 70s grandad pop star David Bowie. But this area to the left where the police wait,
Oh,
gentlemen,
no.
is very
no.
interesting because
Look! There's a blue one and then a red one.
you're doing
There's
it together,
a red
David.
one is followed by
Stop the
there's a white
feed.
one going the other way. There's a blue flag on it and there's another. Oh, I need to. Where's my book?
Look.
I need four
There's a
lorries
lone
throughout town.
traffic
I want to
cone.
talk about this police
Lone
area.
traffic cone.
Yes,
Anybody
Freddy
got
Pop's
a
there,
pen?
right
I
there. There is
know.
a traffic cone.
They're
my
lovely.
We're going to have to leave Brentwood now.
Can I have it?
We'll move on. We're moving on. This clip from the A131, it's just a bad feed.
Oh, it's
shows
happening again.
about the Essex Highway Patrol's new motorbike patrol scheme.
Scheme?
Now,
Scheme? I'll
you can
tell you a
see him just
scheme.
going past
Johnny
there, but-
Marr and that drummer man, they're infiltrating my dreams. They're taking over my eyes. That's why I split up the band. I couldn't handle it anymore. I would wake up and they'd take my conkers. They'd take my conkers away.
Well, wasn't there a bassist in the band as well?
Was there?
I think so. Anyway, the motorbike patrol scheme.
Where is the motorbike? I
Well,
can't
we
see it.
missed that. It was a while ago.
Where are they patrolling then if they're not here?
This is a very wobbly road.
But they went past. And
Can we rewind it at all?
we probably could. But we're not going to because we're pressed for
I
time.
can't see any more motorbikes.
It's
there
very
was
wobbly.
one. Let's just
Wobbly.
talk about the scheme.
Is it wobbly because there's a lorry with a crane on the back of it? Where's it? It's a yellow crane on the back of the. It's turning off. Can I go there and visit the lorries?
I think you probably can. Now, I want to talk about this bike scheme because it's very important.
We're
Is
talking
that a
about
white
schemes.
lorry?
It is a white lorry. There is
What?
no scheme against
What's
you,
it
Fred
say on
Foster.
this? It's too wobbly to read the sign of the lorry.
Well, we have now missed the highway patrol bike scheme, and we've had some interesting input from you two, so I think we'll just move on. Now, for the final part of the show, I've brought us to where the M25 and the M11 join. And the reason for that is because I think
Is that a lorry overtaking a coach?
I think it might well
Go on,
be.
lorry! Get to the front!
I think, faded pop star Morrissey, this bridge holds some significance for you.
It does, yes, I can't believe it. This to everyone else this looks like a normal bridge, but this is the bridge that I smooched that lady under and got chapped lips.
That's fascinating.
There's a blue lorry now, look at that.
There is. Now, David Bowie, you're known for your love of bright colours. What do you make of this
yes.
emergency
Yes.
telephone down there on the right-hand side?
It's very striking, isn't it? As you look at the whole of the mise en scène that we're presented with, that's the part that certainly jumps out at me. This bold explosion of orange on the right-hand side, drawing the eye. I think it's an emergency telephone.
I have some trivia about those.
Do you really?
In every single one in the United Kingdom there is a copy of Meter's Murder by the Smiths.
Is that true?
There it is.
How did they get there?
I put them all there personally.
You visited every single emergency telephone?
It was the best summer of my life.
How long did that take?
Several months.
Now, faded pop star Morrissey, what makes you think that someone who's broken down on the M25 would want to listen to your particularly miserable brand of pop?
Well, they can read the liner notes and it'll help to pass the time.
I remember on one occasion my tour bus broke down and I didn't need any music to pass the time because I spent the time waiting for the breakdown truck to arrive by making love to the driver.
Right, ladies and gents, well, that was more revealing than planned, but that's all we've got time for this week. It's a big thank you to faded pop legend Morrissey
You're welcome.
and 70s space granddad David Bowie. Thank you for joining us, gents.
My pleasure.
Thank you for joining us yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. And remember, it's my way or the Essex Highway.